Hey, welcome back. Today's February 22nd, Monday, and on this post, I'll be telling you about the overall crypto markets very quickly, which includes Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action, and see how they could potentially affect the overall altcoin markets in the short-term future, before diving into Elrond, EGLD, USD, and see what exactly has gone on in this market. I'll be telling you about the bullish and bearish case scenarios for today, as well as the short-term price prediction on this market according to what I'm seeing on the charts. Before I begin today, please do subscribe to this channel and like this video, as I'll be keeping you updated on the latest crypto setups on my watch list, regardless if it's a good day or a bad day. If you guys want to support me and don't already have a Webull brokerage account, you guys can use my referral link down below. They're still giving away 2 free stocks as of today upon a successful sign-up and a qualifying deposit of $100 and I will also receive a referral bonus if you guys sign up under me. Please also read my full disclaimer below. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm purely sharing my own speculations opinions on this market. I cannot tell you the future, and you should always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in this market, as it's extremely risky and volatile. If you guys have any questions or comments, please do only leave them in the comment section below, but I'll try my best to get to as many of them as possible. Now, see what exactly is going on in this market. First, most importantly, I do take a look into Bitcoin dominance. Tells me where the money could be trending into, would it be Bitcoin, altcoins, or neither. Today we do have Bitcoin dominance down about 0.16% exactly right now. This breaks down to Bitcoin price action down about over 5% today, while total altcoin market cap down almost 5% today. Now, this is the downside of Bitcoin dominance trending downwards, where I usually see total altcoin market cap trailing in losses behind Bitcoin price action. Now, this is still better than what I saw earlier today, when Bitcoin dominance was trending upwards and Bitcoin price action pulled back. It was when I actually saw total altcoin market cap dumping harder than Bitcoin price action. Now, this is why I usually emphasize Bitcoin dominance trending downwards, which is generally better for the altcoin price action on both the upside and downside. Now, the upside of Bitcoin dominance would be total altcoin market cap usually leading ahead of gains ahead of Bitcoin price action. Okay. Now, however, I do see an inverse head and shoulders pattern here on Bitcoin dominance that's still developing. If Bitcoin dominance changes course and trends back upwards, not as ideal for the altcoin price action, because the upside of Bitcoin dominance trending upwards, I will usually see Bitcoin price action leading in gains ahead of total altcoin market cap. Let's take a look into Bitcoin price action here, where I do see a pullback since we have reached about 57.6K and then finally pulling back to almost the daily 21 MA before rebounding. So went to as far as about 47.4K there. Okay. Now, any Bitcoin pullbacks could still have an effect on the altcoin price action. The magnitude of that effect would depend on how far up or down Bitcoin dominance is trending. Let's take a look into Elrond, EGLD, USD, and see what exactly has gone on in here. Before anything, I would like to take a look into the monthly down to daily timeframes, what I consider to be the macro timeframes here, and check for any red flags, such as overbought RSI readings or possible bearish divergence scenarios. So let's go over to the monthly time frame here, where you see a RSI reading of slightly under 92 here. Okay, volume for buyers here on the monthly, on the macro trend here. If I actually extrapolate this out about 6 days, I would see a higher volume for this month, I think. Okay, so it's likely to say I would have a higher monthly volume for this month if I extrapolate it out about 6 days. So in terms of volume, it's still looking okay. However, very high RSI reading here, so I'll caution any pullbacks here. Not saying that it cannot absolutely keep going, but the potential downside here is more than the potential upside, even if we are on a bull run. Now, the weekly time frame here, we do have an RSI reading of about 80 here. Okay, possible bearish divergence scenario if the weekly time frame was to make a higher high, because now the last RSI reading to beat for the last high to negate bearish divergence is now about 95, over 95, okay? 3-day time frame here, pretty similar narrative with weekly time frame. Daily time frame, pretty much the same. However, we don't have an RSI reading in overbought territory, which we're currently about 55 right now. So, however, still possible bearish divergence scenarios from the weekly down to the daily time frame. Okay. Now let's go over to the 4-hour time frame here, which I believe was the basis of my last post, where I did mention that there was a head and shoulders pattern that could have played out. The head and shoulders patterns are generally bearish patterns. And the breakdown of that head and shoulders pattern, according to my last post, was about $100. You guys can refer to my last post there. Price action did break down from this head and shoulders pattern. Went as far down as about $96 before rebounding. Now back to about $130. Now let's go ahead and take a look into the daily time frame. I do want to point out two possible scenarios that could be playing out here. However, in very preliminary terms, okay, because I don't see a fully developed pattern here or even a validated pattern here. So this is a very preliminary estimate of what could be going on. So on the daily time frame here is one of these cases where I do see a possible rounded bottom that could be forming, as we do have lower lows. However, maybe this could be the turning point. Okay, so this is a key close here. And the next close as well, as I do want to point out, this could be a bigger rounded bottom. If this is actually a bigger rounded bottom, I'm more inclined to believe that this could be turning into a cup and handle pattern, okay, which consists of, in my opinion, a bigger rounded bottom and a smaller rounded bottom. So that is a possible scenario here, but of course, this is a very preliminary estimate as we don't even have a full bigger rounded bottom here yet, okay. Now, if this is the case, based on this picture right now, okay, if this is actually indeed the bigger rounded bottom here and actually does form a cup and handle pattern, then I do have a measured target of about $300. That's basically the difference between the neckline here of about $200, which I estimated to be the neckline, subject to change. However, my reason for this neckline is psychological resistance, as well as based on past trading history, as we have not seen any daily candle closes above this $200 level. So this is still a preliminary estimated neckline here. Now, if I am correct on this, and this actually turns into a cup and handle pattern, measure target is about $300, which is the difference between a $200 to about the low of this rounded bottom here, okay, which is about $100 just to be even for easier math, okay. Will be about $300 measure target if this actually turns into a cup and handle pattern and breaks above it. Now, measure targets are approximate theoretical targets only, may actually be different in real life price action, more or less. So this is given that this cup and handle pattern actually validates. Now, another scenario here, I do see from the 3-day time frame, this could actually turn into a falling wedge pattern. Assuming that the price action would come all the way down to the 3-day 21 MA. Okay. Now that is another possible scenario. However, this is also not a validated pattern, as I only do have two sets of swings up and one set of swing down. So I'm still looking for that second swing down to validate this falling wedge pattern. And that is reasonable if it actually does make a swing down and come down to this 3-day 21 MA, which is the blue line right here. Now, if this falling wedge pattern actually gets validated, and actually the price action breaks above it, if I do assume a breakout point about March 5th here, which takes into consideration of breaking this fib level at about $90 as well, then I do have a measured target of about slightly under $230. That would be the measured target of the falling wedge pattern breakout. Now, these are the two very preliminary scenarios of what could be going on in here. Like I said, they are not validated just yet. These are just my estimates. So let's take a look into the bullish and bearish case scenarios here. and see which one is more likely to play out as we get more data coming in. Now, bullish case scenario here, I do think that the cup and handle pattern is a more bullish pattern here because we will have a higher measured targets and the price action does not need to dip any further below as opposed to the falling wedge pattern from what it looks like right now. Okay, so bullish case scenario, I would like to see this pattern start rounding, and I think right now the trigger right here will be the daily 21 MA. If we start getting daily 21, the daily candles being supported and being on top of the daily 21 MA, I'm more likely to believe that this is a bigger rounded bottom, as it would continue to get supported by this upward sloping daily 21 MA. Okay, and then comes back up to test this $200 level neckline before getting rejected and forming a smaller rounded bottom, break out of this cup and handle pattern, then, okay, that's validated after what I just said being validated and go towards its measured targets. Bearish case scenario here, if the price action actually invalidates a cup and handle pattern idea. A likely sign of this would be if I start seeing daily candle closes starts closing below this daily 21 MA, which is the blue line again here, and then actually more so forming a falling wedge pattern instead. Okay, that's the second estimate of what I got here. Now, this falling wedge pattern would be fully validated as of this snapshot right here if it actually does come down to meet the 3-day 21 MA. Okay, so that's the other trigger I'm looking for this falling wedge pattern to be validated. That's the bearish case scenario. If the cup and handle pattern idea gets invalidated and this falling wedge pattern idea actually gets more validated, because then in a falling wedge pattern, both the upside and downside is against us, against the price action, before if the price action actually breaks out of the pattern with a lower measured target. Now, these are my bullish and bearish case scenarios for today. Let me know if you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know agreements, disagreements, feedback. I'd love to hear them. Hope you manage your risk carefully, and if you would like to see any more of my most recently uploaded videos on YouTube, you guys can check out my links up here on YouTube. See you next time.